Ever wanted to give up drinking for dry January? Well, you've come to the right place. So, you're thinking about dry January. We're well into January now, so I'm going to give you some top tips, techniques and tricks that I've used to stop boozing. So where do we start? Okay, let's start at the beginning. Tips that I would give anyone who is thinking of giving up the booze for January or beyond. You want to plan it in advance. You want to look at your diary and say, okay, so where am I going? What am I doing? And you need to think about what you're going to be up to in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, because you're going to be putting into place in that plan some ideas of, well, I've got to avoid certain places or certain people. I mean, we all know boozy friends, don't we, right? So the first thing is to make a plan. And that plan will involve your diary. It will involve some other tips and techniques I'm going to share with you now. And in that plan, you'll go, right, okay, these are the things I'm going to be doing. And then we need to announce it. Let everyone know, look, I'm giving up the booze. Just respect that, because some people won't, some people will push. We've all got friends like that, right? But I also ask you, you know why you want to give up. So you want to make sure that you've got a good, plausible story to tell people, look, I'm giving up for this reason. Please respect that. Because that's important that they respect that, right? And then also you need to be aware of the triggers that you could trip you up. Now, we've all got triggers. I had plenty of triggers. I used to have friends I used to knock about with. There were times in the day that they used to trigger me. If I had a bad day, I'd probably go and have a drink. If I had a good day, I could probably have a drink. Be aware of these triggers because they're important for your success. And then we come to some great tricks that I've used in the past. And these are really effective tricks, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to trick your mind into not wanting to drink, because effectively, if you think about it, it's a thought, oh, I fancy a drink, and before you know it, you're having one. I mean, you want to try and avoid that. So a great trick is to, if you've got an old bank account that you don't use, or go and open a new savings account, work out how much money you spend each week on booze. Look at what you would drink in an average week and work out what the cost would be to you financially. And then this is what I want you to do. Go to the cash machine, draw out the money and put it into your savings account. Now, you might be thinking, well, I can't save. You were spending this every month. You would have found the money. So find the money and put it into your account. And then there's another trick you need to do, right? This is a difficult one, because it depends on what sort of circle of friends you've got. But we've all got friends that like a drink. We've got friends that if you see them, there's going to be booze involved. Avoid them until you are confident enough to walk in there and say, no, I don't drink. When you're out and about, if you can't avoid the pub or you can't avoid certain places where there will be alcohol, find an alternative non-alcoholic version. But if you want to participate in having a drink, or so you feel you're still connected to that, then find a non-alcoholic version of what you're drinking. Another trick is to dare yourself to go beyond what your original goal was. Dare yourself to go beyond that. So then we come to some techniques that we can use, right? See yourself a different way. No longer see yourself as a drinker. See yourself as a non-drinker. That's a good technique to trick yourself into thinking, right, okay, no. And find support. There are people out there who have done this. Speak to the people that have given up the booze, and they'll support you, because I guarantee anyone speaks to me about giving up drink, it's music to my ears. I want to help them because I know the benefits of it. And then another technique is then to see the benefits of giving up, the health benefits, the financial benefits, the mental health benefits. So there is one more thing I want to talk about before we move on to the next section, and that is you may slip. If you do, don't worry about it. Do not beat yourself up. Just say, okay, I've slipped off the wagon. I'm going to get back on it tomorrow, and that's the end of it. Don't beat yourself up. Okay? So be aware that you could slip, and if you do, it's not a problem. Just get back on the wagon. Okay? So then that comes to the next point, right? Is there's going to be some challenges, right? There's going to be some big challenges because society is bombarding you with messages that it's okay to drink. This is a socially acceptable drug that a lot of people participate in, and you get ridiculed for not participating in. You're going to come across people that will ridicule you. They'll laugh at you. They'll go call you a killjoy. What's the matter? You're boring. You've got to overcome these challenges. And then there's the fear of missing out. And I see this with a lot of my mates. They want to go down the pub with their other mates so they can have a great time. It never bothers me. I never look at it and think, oh, do you know what? I'm going to miss out. I'll still participate going down the pub quiz or whatever my mates want to do. I just don't participate in what they're doing, which is drinking. I'm not worried about missing out on anything. And that's very important. FOMO. Just don't participate in FOMO. You are going to be bombarded with adverts everywhere telling them their product is really cool. Now, I don't know what you used to drink before or what you have drank or what your normal drink would be, but I guarantee you it's been advertised and they've made it look super cool. And be aware of celebrations because, again, we're conditioned in society to booze. It's sophisticated to booze because all the affluent people on the television have usually got a glass in their hand, or they're drinking champagne, or they're drinking really flash booze. Don't buy into that. It's bullshit. It's marketing. They're trying to convince you it's cool to drink. It's not cool to drink. They'll link it up. They'll put product placements into certain programs to make their product look cool. Just don't buy into it. So these are the things you need to be aware of, right? There's some people are going to judge you. These are the people you need to avoid. Those that judge you. And that's something you have to be aware of when you're giving up the booze. So in conclusion, right? You want to set yourself up for success using the 3 T's. Tips, techniques, and tricks. See yourself achieving that goal. And then look further, right? Do more. Don't just do dry January. Go the whole hog. Go dry February. See if you can do dry March. See if you can do a year. And just remember the benefits of giving up, right? We know it's unhealthy for us. We know that. There's plenty of evidence to support that alcohol is a poison, it's a drug, and it's harming you. And you talk to anyone that's given up the booze, they'll tell you they've got more clarity, they've got more energy, they haven't got any hangovers anymore. So remind yourself of them benefits of why you're doing it. Right at the beginning, ask that question, why are you doing it? Remind yourself that. Be aware of the challenges that you're going to come across. And this is the key, right? Reward yourself. That money you're saving every month, if you do that for a whole year, let's just say you spent 30 quid a week on booze. I think if you did it weekly, it's about 1,560 quid, right? Go and reward yourself with something. Obviously, celebrate, but don't celebrate with booze. But you get my drift, because you need to reward yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. Listen, this is Paul Ribbons. This is the Paul Ribbons podcast. Be lucky.